Mother's Day is this Sunday, and if you're looking for an exquisite brunch to take her to, you should check out Chandler's restaurant at Yankee Candle Village. And here to tell us more about it and to make a delicious dish off their menu is official Mass Appeal chef Greg Monette. Thank you for being here, Greg.
No, thanks, Laura. I appreciate it.
So what are we making today?
Well, this is actually a Japanese dish. It's ramen, and really it's just a nice flavorful broth. And I'm going to walk us through how to make the broth and how to really develop the flavors in it, which is called umami. And it's really just like layering of savory flavors in a broth.
Okay, and, it sounds delicious.
Yeah, but this is also what we're going to be, featuring on a salad bar at Yankee Candle. Starting within the next couple of weeks, we're doing a whole soup and salad bar with ramen, but then also different soups, salads, and a lot of interesting things to add on to your salads or even to your noodle dish too. And you have a Mother's Day brunch coming up. Is this going to be on that menu, or is it not brunch appropriate? But we do actually we do an Udon noodle salad, which is a sesame noodle salad. That's one of the options there, and it's on a giant buffet spread. So we'll have paprika garlic chicken and grilled salmon, roast pork. But then of course all the the standard breakfast items. But we also do probably about like 6 cured salmons, omelet station, crepes, waffles, carving station with roast beef and Smithfield ham.
It sounds like a great way to pamper mom.
Oh, definitely.
So let's get to this so we can figure out how to make this.
Right, well this is a basic chicken broth that we start with. So what I did is, we're using a whole chicken here, and you'll see the pieces broken down that we can add on later if we want to. But we start with chicken broth, so it's chicken broken down into pieces. And you want to roast off those pieces too a little bit, because that's going to add to the color and also the flavor of the stock. Because we're trying to make a quick stock, because normally this would take hours and hours. And so what we did to make this a little quicker and to liven up the color too is by starting with the roasted chicken stock, which is just celery, carrot, and onion and chicken and water. Then we add caramelized onions. And let that go for a little while. So the onions and the color in there, the sweetness, the nuttiness of the caramelized onion starts to develop more flavors in the broth. And then we added dried mushrooms as well for another layer to it. You could add seaweed. You could start with a dashi, which is really just a seaweed broth, and then incorporate chicken stock or even pork as well.
And how long does this simmer for to get all those flavors combined together?
Normally you want that to go for a couple of hours, but you can do it under an hour. And so long as you roast the chicken bones, you caramelize your onions ahead of time, you have your dried mushrooms ready, and then make sure you have your aromatic vegetables, which is the mirepoix, and that's the carrots, the celery, and the onion.
The mirepoix?
Mirepoix.
Oh, that's what you said.
Yes.
That is a fancy word.
Yeah. Just French,
Just French.
Yeah, so if you look, you can see the color starting to develop right now.
What color do you want it to be?
Well, that's about it. Almost like a dark amber.
Oh, so it's pretty close.
Exactly, and we want it to, we don't want it to boil too hard because we want the broth to be clear.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So the other thing I added here, we talked about earlier, we broke down the chicken first, or we roasted the chicken first. Then we broke down the meat off of it, threw the bones in the stock pot with the mirepoix, the carrot, the celery, the onion, the dried shiitake mushrooms, the caramelized onions, a little bit of soy sauce that gives it more flavor and also a little better color too. But I marinated some tofu and a little bit of teriyaki.
So how do you cook tofu? Do you just have it in a pan here? Is there anything else you did to it?
Well, you could cook it a lot of different ways. I just heated up some oil to mainly make a nonstick coating in the pan. So medium-high heat, get the oil going, and then sear off the sides of the tofu after it's marinated. We usually use a teriyaki marinade, which is just a soy and we incorporate citrus and peppers and stuff in it too. Right. And so it's a little sweet, little savory, a little spicy too.
And this looks delicious. And at Chandler's, you guys just recently opened your outdoor patio.
We did actually last weekend, and we're going to have it open for Mother's Day as well, weather permitting. But every Friday this summer we're having our summer series, which live entertainment out on the patio. Great mixed drink cocktails, appetizer specials as well. It's a beautiful space. Linens at night, but anyone can come in, for a quick drink or just come in and have lunch during the day.
And that beautiful place sounds like a perfect place for a Mother's Day brunch. What time is that going on?
Well, we
Chandler's?
start at 10 and we go through till 4 o'clock approximately. We also have a dinner service from 5 to 7, but we still have reservations available for brunch.
Oh, sounds great.
Yeah.
And you were talking a little bit earlier about what you're going to have. You're going to have salmon and eggs and some sort of soapy noodle dish. Not this.
Yep. But really everything under the sun. Anything you would want on a, especially a Mother's Day buffet, it's there and it's going to be available all day long.
Well, it sounds great.
Yeah.
And is this dish almost done? Do we just put the noodles in?
We're going to go with this broth right now because it does have the flavor I think we're looking for. But really, if you were to go to the cafe in the middle of the store within the next couple of weeks here, you have the option of putting together a dish like this.
Oh, and so you're going to put the noodles in the bowl. You're not going to throw it in there with the broth.
Right. Well, we're going to use the noodles are already cooked, so basically we're going to use the broth to kind of just reheat them a little bit.
Okay.
And you'll see the color in the.
Oh, that's a really pretty color. It is that rich amber that you were saying that you wanted.
Yep. So I'm quickly heating up some noodles here. And then we can add whatever we want.
And then all the veggies to give it a nice
vegetables.
A nice green to that beautiful amber.
Yep. And then we have a choice of chicken and some scallions as well. But I'm just gonna put a piece of the seared tofu on top.
Oh, that's beautiful. That looks delicious. Well, thank you for coming and sharing this recipe with us.
Oh, you're welcome.
Absolutely wonderful.
You're welcome.
If you want to try this recipe and other Chandler's menu items, you can go to Chandler's Restaurant. It's located at 25 Greenfield Road in South Deerfield. And if you'd like to make a reservation for their Mother's Day brunch, just give them a call at 413-665-1277.